Sorry for that. There were some technical errors. Uh, so, do you suffer from arthritis like pain or inflammation? Do you have issues with night sweats? Does the joint get swelled up after small amount of physical activities? Is it difficult for you to sleep and to stay asleep? Do you have chronic sinus infection, tonsil infection, skin or mouth infection? Do you routinely take a lot of anti-inflammatory medications? Uh, are you on any blood pressure medication? Do you take any antidepressants? If yes, then this video is for you. We have to understand that our body is made up of 70 plus trillions of cells. Now these cells send message from one part of the body to another part of the body to make the changes that the body has to go through. Now our cells communicate. Okay, so if I have to do any activity, if I have to respond, reply, revert, or to carry out anything, I need to send a message for the other part of the body to do that job, and that's how the body works. So our cells communicate, and how do they communicate? They communicate by releasing a chemical which is also known as hormone. They communicate by sending electrical messages. They also communicate by what we call as neurotransmitters. So there is a sender cell, then there is a transport mechanism, and then there is a receiver cell. So one cell releases a hormone, let's say, it travels through blood to other cell in the body. It can be in the same organ. Let's say within my heart, one cell is telling another cell, or it can be my brain telling my heart, and it can also be that my brain tells my gut and my gut tells my brain. So this is like a highway where one-way traffic, two-way traffic, everything happens. So the message is released, message travels via blood, it goes to the receiver cell, it gets attached to a receiver cell. When I say attached, means on the surface of every cell there are a lot of receptors. Receptors are basically, if you have to say, like an antenna which catches this message. This message gets attached and it moves inside the cell. Once it is inside the cell, it does what it is meant to do. Now every cell has got receptor for almost all nutrients, hormones, minerals and everything. Okay, so it is very important that this communication channels remain proper, and one of the communication channel is inflammation. So the body creates inflammation for your system to know that there is an issue, for sending the white blood cells to go and fight and heal it for you. Now if in this entire process of message being released, message transported and message received, if there is some imbalance, what we call is a disease or a chronic disease. Okay, what also happens is, since these messengers or hormones are very, very potent, okay, they're very, very powerful, if they are released in high quantity, okay, but they're not absorbed properly, then they remain in this blood. Okay, when they remain in the blood, what they do, they can cause more harm to the organs in the body. So that's why they say, in our previous video we talked about the detoxification is very, very important. Okay, if they have not done their job, they need to be moved out of the body. Okay, the first priority is that they should do the job that they're meant for. Once they've done it, they should move out of the body. Okay, so for that you should watch the previous video on detoxification that we talked about. Now what happens is, people ask this question, why there is a communication needed? Okay, why can't the brain be so smart to understand what is to be done and it becomes a routine for your brain? Now our body works every second of the life in order to adapt to the environment that we are exposed to. For example, right now there is brightness, so my body will adapt by reducing the light, by reducing my eye size. If it all of a sudden it becomes cold, my body will increase my internal temperature so that it is at balance. If it becomes too hot, my body will reduce my internal temperature so that the body becomes in balance. Okay, now this balance is known as homeostasis. So if my estrogen goes up, the body releases more progesterone to bring it to balance. If my stomach is making a lot of hydrochloric acid or stomach acid, the body equally makes a lot of bicarbonate in the pancreas to bring this acidic level down. So this homeostasis is like an equilibrium, okay, which is like a balance. Now if this balance becomes a problem, okay, then you will have you need a lot of repairs, you'll have damages, you'll have inflammation, you'll have chronic disease. But the body only wants to have this balance. Why? Because it is adapting to the environment. For example, uh, there is a stressful situation, the body will increase your stress hormones, it will increase your adrenaline, it will increase your cortisol for you to bring that, handle that situation and bring the situation down. So this balancing is happening all the time. But if you continuously stay in this stressful situation, okay, the body will start to one, first it will try its best to adapt to it, but eventually the body says Rohit stays in this situation most of the time, I think this is the new normal for Rohit, so body will adapt to this new normal. Okay, this is known as journal adaptation response. Okay, so when this happens, uh, body will then say that you need more hormones on a normal way. Okay, if that happens, the organ that is releasing that hormone will become tired. When the organ becomes tired, eventually the body gets fatigued, the body breaks down, the body gets tired. So we all say that the body is out of gas. Okay, now what can you do to prevent this? Okay, now there are things that you should include in your diet that can help you, one, help you reduce this gap of gas, so that your general adaptive response is not high, it is always maintained at a base level. Secondly, your inflammation gets reduced. So things that can help you, all anti-inflammatory foods are very good to be added in a diet. Now some of the best anti-inflammatory food, and I think the best that I've been finding is ginger. Okay, adding ginger in your diet, adding frankincense whether into food form or essential oil is a very good idea. Curcumin, a compound found in turmeric, is a very good anti-inflammatory that everybody should adapt to. Okay, phytonutrients, nutrients that are found in plants and vegetables, uh, especially in their skin. Okay, so if you are eating an apple without a skin, it is better to eat it with the skin, because you always see the fruit has a different color on the skin and a different color in the flesh, because the skin or the bark of the plant is there to fight all the harshness so that it can protect the flesh inside. Okay, so the skin has a different phytonutrients, the internal flesh has a different phytonutrients. So adding more phytonutrients, when I say phytonutrient, means more plant-based food in whole form would be good. Okay, uh, we should also look at adding things like mulethi, licorice, very good on phytonutrients, green tea, red grapes, pomegranate, cranberries, blueberries. Okay, these are very, very rich. So you do not need high quantities. Small daily quantity can do wonders for you to improve your cellular communication. Okay, uh, then what can you do to improve besides diet? Okay, besides food. Okay, adding all the bitter foods. Okay, any food that is bitter in nature is very good for you, because bitter signifies that they are able to fight hazard or issues for that particular plant. So bitter food is very, very good for your liver and overall for your cellular communication. Okay, try to eat as close to the nature. Okay, so if you're eating millets, try to eat it in the whole form rather than millet flour. Okay, try to add a rainbow diet in your routine. Okay, try to add more colors, whether it is in cooked form, uncooked form, but more colors. You might want to say that on particular day of the week I'll have more red color fruits and vegetables, particular day I'll have more of yellow, more of greens. You can spread it across in a week, or you can do it in a day as well. Food that is high in sugar, fat, and white flour are very bad when it comes to phytonutrients, are very bad when it comes to cellular communication. Okay, organic as much as you can, as often as you can. Special focus on fruits like berries, grapes, celery, green peppers, all cruciferous vegetables, garlic, ginger, aduki beans. Okay, they are very high in fiber and they're very high in phytonutrients. Now, if we do these, what will happen is the communication between two cells will improve. When the communication improves, the sender does not have to send more hormones, more neurotransmitters, more electrical impulse. You know that electrical impulse released by your body also causes oxidative stress. So when the channel, the pathway is clear, you will release in limited quantity and you will absorb. Your efficiency of your cells will improve. When the efficiency improves, your energy levels, your ability to fight and fend off disease will improve. Okay, so it's all about any issue in your body. It's all about communication. It is all about detoxification. It is about assimilation. If you have diabetes, it is not an issue of blood sugar. Okay, it is an issue that you are releasing more sugar, you're releasing more insulin, but it is not going inside your cells. So again, there's an issue of communication between two cells. So if you're able to add food that help you change this process, I think then you'll have a better understanding, you'll have a better health, and you would be free from what we call as a chronic dis-ease in the body. Have a wonderful evening, everyone, and we'll catch up soon. Namaste.